Biggest difficulties. What are the biggest difficulties I've run into on the show? Well, one thing is, because I am a nobody, it can be quite difficult to run around different theme parks and, first of all, get the strength up to ask somebody to be on the show. And you get a variation of responses. There's one response that's, do you work for Disney? If you don't work for Disney, I can't talk to you because you're not a member of the press. Not realizing that I'm not a member of the press, and it's like... So I'm kind of in between. I'm not a member of the press, but I'm not a member of Disney World, so technically I have no reason to be there to them. Then again, there's the completely other end of the spectrum response that's, oh sure, they don't care who I am, and they know that I'm just doing it for fun, for the fans, and most of them are usually Disney fans too. People who agree to do it are usually hardcore Disney fans, or people who are just really friendly. And you meet a lot of nice cast members out there. I don't think I've ever met a grumpy cast member, and all the time I spent in Disney World. Maybe somebody who's having a bad day, or someone who's a little tired, but never a grumpy cast member. They're always very friendly. That's one of the big problems is asking, but mainly for me because, like I said, sometimes you have to build up a chat with them first. You say, hey, how you doing? How's your day going today? And while you're waiting in line, usually you just sit around and, I'm waiting for somebody, and usually I'm waiting for my brother to get off a ride. So I sit down and I chat up a cast member, and then I go ahead and I say, well, hey, would you like to be on my show? Maybe I'm working my way up to it, or maybe I'm not even thinking of it. But every once in a while, I'll say, hey, this person seems like the right material for my show, and then I'll say, hey, would you like to be interviewed? One of the hardest things, being a college student, is finding the time. Just finding the time, for those of you who are in school and know what I'm talking about. It's hard to be in school and find the time for fun, and find the time for a second hobby, and I have a lot of hobbies besides the show. That's why the show, it doesn't get put out twice a week or once a week like some of these people have podcasts that are put out once a week. Because I'm divided up into so many different hobbies, I can't devote all my time to CMI. Some of my time is even devoted to just having fun at Disney World. I mean, I can't be at Disney World having awesome fun, on roller coasters all day if I'm supposed to be getting my hobby done of my devotion to the fans and recording stuff for the show. Well, other than the near future, like finishing the Pirates of the Caribbean game, which I know you guys are going to kill me for because I haven't released it yet. It's still not done. It's getting there, but not yet. Other goals for the future, more like in the distant future, I would like to keep it going as long as I can. That's the main thing, is keeping it going. Because I know eventually I'm going to get a job in lieu of college, but then will I still have time for CMI? And if I am going into movie and film, will I want to? Like, for instance, one of my art teachers said, won't it be fun, now that we're artists, let's go get a good job and be artists, get a high-paying art job, and then on the weekends, we'll, paint what we want to paint or whatever in our spare time. Well, when all you do is art all week long, the last thing you want to do is paint on the weekends, because that's all you've done all week already. And it just looks like more work, or feels like more work. So, it's possible that once I get a job in the area of radio, or television, or directing, or whatever I want to do, it is possible that CMI may take a permanent back seat. I might have to find a successor to take over the show, or retire the show. I don't know. I'd like to be able to get more people involved in CMI, because like when we have a contest, very few people enter. We have close to 100 fans now on the fan site, plus the people who write to me who aren't on the fan site, on the fan map. We have close to 100 people on the fan map already, and the last contest I ran, I think we got 1 or 2 entries, unfortunately. So I'd like to see more people get involved in CMI. And what I'd like to see more of on CMI is more audience participation. If I see more fan interest, it might put more positive pressure on me to make a better CMI, because right now I tend to not do a bunch of big fancy stuff because right now I'm only doing it for about, like I said, less than 100 people who are having fun listening to the show, which is cool. And even if there were only 10 or 20 fans, I'd still do it because I know they enjoy listening to it. That's what we started with, was about 10 or 20 fans. And it just grew after Podfest. But yeah, the thing I'd like to see more, something I'd like to change in the future is just making the show a better quality and giving myself higher goals so that the fans have a better show to listen to.